Hello pawb, croeso nôl I Welsh Bloke Walking. Welcome back to Welsh Bloke Walking. Well, regular viewers may know that I have a thing about visiting Welsh tourist resorts off-season in the middle of winter when all the tourists are gone home and only the locals remain. Well, today we're going to do one of those. So join me today on a cold and windy tour through probably one of the Welshest towns in the whole of Wales, Aberdaron. At the western edge of the Llŷn Peninsula, where the land begins to fall away into the Irish Sea, lies the pentre bach, the little village of Aberdaron, probably the Welshest village in Wales. It's a place that marks the end of the road, and for centuries, the beginning of something else. Aberdaron has always been shaped by movement, by sea routes, by pilgrimage, and by people passing through. Just beyond the road, the graves and the stone walls of St Hywyn's church come into sight, watching over the village as they have done for centuries. Let's go in and take a closer look. Inside St Hywyn's, the building reveals its true age. The timber roof above and the thick stone walls below have stood here for over 8 centuries. Pilgrims once gathered beneath this same space, resting, praying and preparing for the sea crossing to Ynys Enlli, or Bardsey, that lay ahead. In one corner, a simple coracle recalls the final stage of the pilgrimage. Small boats like this once carried travellers across the Sound to Ynys Enlli. Set against a wall nearby stand the analog stones, early medieval inscribed markers, among the earliest physical evidence of Christian worship in this part of the Llŷn. And carved into slate, the old church fees remain, recording the costs of marriages, banns and burials in a very different age. From the outside, St Hywyn's Church tells another part of its story. The walls here are exceptionally thick, built not just for shelter but for survival. For centuries, this building has stood exposed to Atlantic winds, salt spray and winter storms rolling in from the Irish Sea. This is a church shaped as much by the sea as by faith. Beyond the walls lies the crossing. It's hard to overstate the commitment that required. This was pilgrimage as endurance, an act of belief that demanded real physical risk. That same sense of continuity is written into the ground here. In this cemetery, ancient stones stand beside modern ones, yet with very few exceptions, the language remains the same. Almost every single gravestone is carved in Cymraeg. Not as decoration, not as revival, but as everyday language. It's a quiet but powerful statement of identity, one that spans centuries. Now we'll leave the church behind and take a closer look at the village it has always stood over. As we walk down the main street of Aberdaron, we pass between the village's 2 hotels, both long woven into local life. On one side stands Gwesty Llong, the ship hotel. And opposite, Gwesty Tŷ Newydd, the new house hotel. And here I must give a shout out to the Gwesty Tŷ Newydd, Not only is it great accommodation, but when my car conked out just as I was about to leave, the staff went above and beyond and organised a local mechanic who came out at a moment's notice and got us on the road again. Diolch yn fawr I chi I gyd. Ahead stands Yr Hen Lythyrdy, or the old post office, a Grade 2 listed building that was designed in 1950 by Sir Clough Williams-Ellis, the noted Welsh architect best known for creating the Italianate village of Port Meirion in North Wales. Here, the language is overwhelmingly Welsh, and hearing English spoken off-season is a rarity. The community notice board tells the story. Local meetings, events and services, all written entirely in Cymraeg. Aberdaron is, above all, a seaside place. So, let's make our way down to the beach. It's only a few short steps from the village, and at this time of year, there's not a soul to be seen. There's something quietly magnificent about the solitude of a place like this. In the height of summer, this beach can be crowded, but today it feels as though it belongs entirely to itself. Seeing the sea like this, it's impossible not to think of those pilgrims who crossed these waters in small coracles. They must have had remarkable courage. I'm not sure I'd have shared it. Refreshed by the calm of the shoreline, let's continue our walk and the rest of the tour. I'd like to find a way to the top of the hill to get a bird's eye view of the village below. The sign reads Llwybr Arfordir, the coastal path, which seems the most likely way up. So let's try it. We pass the closed cafe and Yr Gegin Fach, the little kitchen, which appears at first glance to have a cow resting outside. On closer inspection, it's a novelty seat where customers can sit to eat their ice cream rather than grazing. As we reach the bridge, it's worth pausing for a moment. The word Aber in Cymraeg means a meeting of waters, where a river flows into the sea. Beneath this bridge runs the Aberdaron, and it's from this river that the village of Aberdaron takes its name. It's hard to imagine now, but during the 18th and 19th centuries, this quiet place was once a busy port and a centre of shipbuilding. Very little physical evidence of that industry remains, but the history is still here if you know where to look. As we leave the shelter of the beach, the wind begins to pick up. But with it, the view opens out even further. Here's a welcome sign of spring, gorse in bloom, tucked into a hollow in the bank, finding shelter from the wind. Higher and higher we go, and stronger becomes the wind.
Well, mae'n wyntog ofnadwy. It is terribly windy here. The tripod has already been blown over 3 times, so no apparent damage. So I think this is probably a good time to call it a day, and I leave you with a shot of the village from the top of the hill here. Diolch am wylio, thank you for watching, and tan y tro nesa, until next time, hwyl fawr i chi.